Now we're going to hear from organizations that are applying AI techniques that many of us, if not every single one of us, is familiar with, Pinterest and Facebook. Last fall, Pinterest launched visual search functionality designed to enable viewers of Pinterest to shop with images. Pinterest head of product, Jack Chow, is here with us today, and he's going to share how he came up with that, as well as an update on the visual search capability. Jack. Thanks.
Hello, my name's Jack Chow. I'm head of product at Pinterest. Just to clarify one thing, I alone did not come up with visual search. The team really took that and ran with it, and I'll talk a little bit about that as we get into it. I'm going to talk today about how Pinterest is thinking about technologies like machine learning, deep learning, and how they apply to what we're building for 100 million people on a daily basis. So Pinterest is the world's catalog of ideas. As head of product at Pinterest, I get the distinct pleasure to work with the team to realize the mission for Pinterest by building technology that helps people discover and do the things that they love. In many cases, for us and for the users of Pinterest, this means before they even know that they want it. At the heart of Pinterest are over 100 million pinners and the 75 billion ideas that they've saved on the service. By saving things to boards, people are literally stitching together the catalog as they go, and I'll talk some more about that. At Pinterest, we both help people discover those great ideas and then amplify their taste with technology so that we can bring them the next one that they'd really like. At its heart, Pinterest isn't just about people or technology. It's actually about the intersection of human taste and machine learning. It's a product and technology that matches people and ideas through the lens of other human beings. And we believe with this technology, we're unlocking entirely new opportunities for discovery, search, and commerce. So Pinterest is a technology company, but we actually start our days thinking about something other than machines, other than the technology that we build, and that's the people. Pinterest starts with people and how they use Pinterest on a daily basis. That's both the people who are using the product for themselves, but then also the way that they naturally contribute back to the catalog of ideas through that saving, through that usage of Pinterest. It's people like Tatiana, who lives in Lafayette, California, pretty near here. She came to the United States from Colombia, and she came in pursuit of a more creative lifestyle and life for herself. She started what's called an upcycling furniture business. That means she actually takes old furniture, refurbishes it, and sells it to others. She discovers ideas for how to remake old cabinets, chairs, and other objects on Pinterest every single day. She's using Pinterest as a way to gather inspiration and give her confidence to continue her creativity in her business. Another example is Joseph, who lives in Salt Lake City. Joseph discovered Pinterest in college, and he's actually been using it through his time in the Navy and Fire Service. He started to use it to capture inspiration of what he wanted his future to be like, what he wanted his bachelor pad to look like, the clothes that he wanted to wear. He's really planning his future on Pinterest. He uses it to inspire his own fashion style, but now he actually also uses Pinterest to work with various other men to help them identify and grow into their own personal style using Pinterest. 100 million people every month, more than 100 million people every month, are discovering ideas on Pinterest, just like Tatiana and Joseph. They're saving them, they're collecting them, and they're imagining them in their future lives. Whether that's today, this weekend, years from now, and in a lot of cases, it's just maybe someday. Someday I'd like to have that thing or do that thing. It's all very human and emotional experience. People are getting this value on an individual basis to discover the things that they really love. But there's a really important point embedded in there for Pinterest, and that is human beings, not machines, are the ones that build the catalog. People like Tatiana and Joseph, as they discover and find things that should be a part of their everyday lives, they're literally contributing back to the catalog just in their actual actions. An example, a few weeks ago, I came across this pin of a place that I had never seen before. Obviously, it's a really beautiful image. There's a sunset. There's a scene of a desert, cactus. really, really striking. And I thought to myself, what is that place? I couldn't place it. I had no idea what it was. You know, it turns out it's a place called Joshua Tree National Park. I don't know if folks have been there before, but I've lived in California my entire life. I'd never heard of this place, never been to this place. It's in Southern California. It is, as it sounds, a national park that people visit all the time. It was beautiful, but Pinterest made it more than just an image. That information, that knowledge that this is a place that I should be visiting, it turned that pin from a beautiful photo to an actual idea. For me, it was really a seed. It made me think about, like, what are other national parks that I should be thinking about? What are places that I should be visiting? Exploring those national park destinations using Pinterest. Or desert destinations to show my daughter someday. My daughter's 18 months old today, actually. And as every parent in here knows, your mind just starts racing towards the next things that you could be doing with your children and what you could be doing for them in their lives. And that highlights something really important to us at Pinterest, which is that pins are actually purposeful ideas in and of themselves. They're more than just a single image. They're actually a website in a lot of cases. There's actual data involved. It actually represents holistically a single place or a single idea in the world. Those ideas cover more than just places. They cover objects of many different types, like projects that you could be doing at home or this weekend, recipes that you should be cooking in the future or for your next party, articles that are really pertinent that you should be reading right now, styles that you should be contributing to your wardrobe with, and last but not least, products. People come to Pinterest to explore not just what they want to buy today, but what they might want to buy a year or even a decade from now. Marketers refer to this moment of discovery with products as upper funnel intent. I think normal people refer to it as shopping. When I and 100 million other people pin ideas like Joshua Tree, we're deliberately hand-stitching those ideas together at a scale that hasn't been seen before. We're not thinking about it like that. We're just going through and finding things for ourselves, discovering things that should be a part of our lives. But in the process of actually saving those things to boards, we're literally stitching together the catalog of ideas. Those pins and those boards are laden with our own tastes, our own biases, and our own loves. By pinning Joshua Tree to a board, I'm not only collecting it for myself, I'm actually also connecting Joshua Tree with all of the other ideas that exist on that board. And people, every single one of those 75 billion ideas is pinned and saved to a board that is annotated by a human being. Human beings are literally tying the ideas in the catalog together on an everyday basis. So suddenly, Joshua Tree is now being connected to other places through a simple lens of beautiful places that Jack might want to visit someday. It gives those places personal depth, it gives them personal taste, and it gives it personal meaning that only I can apply to it as a human being. It connects Joshua Tree, in my mind, and in the catalog to another place I discovered on Pinterest, Horseshoe Bend. Horseshoe Bend is a beautiful place, as you can see from this pin in Arizona, in the Grand Canyon. It also happens to be really near California. So California and Arizona, suddenly this idea, these two ideas are turning into a single idea stitched together that are put on a board by me. Maybe these two ideas should be the formation of a plan to take a road trip. Maybe they should be a board called Road Trip 2016. I've now applied my personal meaning to that and added that personal data to the catalog of ideas. Each board name is a relationship between that idea, the human being, and the other ideas that make up that board. And on Pinterest, almost 20,000 people have saved and cataloged that single pin about Joshua Tree National Park. They've saved it to diverse boards like painting ideas, national parks, the Southwest, art inspiration, and things I can't read in many different languages. People are the ones stitching together that catalog of ideas. Now we get to the part that we're talking about here, machine learning, deep learning, the technologies that then enable the experiences on top of that data. And that's where we at Pinterest ask technology to take over, to amplify human tastes, not replace it. The catalog of 75 billion ideas, constantly growing, is too large for any single human being to actually sift through. But because the catalog is delicately annotated by people, technology, algorithms, and machine learning can do their best work. Because that catalog carries the annotations, tastes, and relationships of over 100 million people on a monthly basis, small groups at Pinterest can build amazing discovery technology that would usually require much larger teams. I'll go through four examples today, starting with our home feed, which is the canonical example of how you use Pinterest browsing serendipitously through an entire grid of pins. Our home feed is actually the place that I discovered Joshua Tree National Park, from a collaboratively filtered recommendation that's ranked by machine learning models that every day think through, what is Jack going to like seeing today? What in the entire catalog of ideas should I be pushing to him and sending to him? Our technology understood my tastes, the pins that I've saved in the world, and then amplified the human taste of 19,000 other humans to connect that pin to me. Last year at Pinterest, we served more than 1.5 trillion recommendations to Pinterest users. And that number continues to grow as we invest in algorithms that amplify the personalized recommendation signals we extract from each pinner's actions. As people use Pinterest more and more, they save more and more things to their boards. Pinterest, the machine, and the technology and the catalog of ideas all get smarter for that person. And for Pinterest, it's not about giving me a single answer. It's actually about helping me explore and find the right answer in the catalog for me. That idea that we refer to as subjective discovery instead of an objective answer is also true of searching the catalog. Searching Pinterest is vitally important to us because when you have the world's catalog of ideas with 75 billion ideas in it, that's pretty hard to explore it without being able to search for the thing that you want in that moment. 2 years ago, we launched Guided Search, which now influences the design of every major search engine today. Guided Search suggests search query modifiers, as we call them guides, at the top of the screen, which help people decide what they should be exploring next. And that's really vital to what Pinterest does on a daily basis. It helps people discover the next thing they should be thinking about, the next thing that's actually right for them. Additionally, the quality of our search results are visually fantastic because we're taking both technology and people together. We have a human-based understanding of what people subjectively love in the catalog, and then we build the machines to help amplify that taste and human preference. When we talk about search at Pinterest, though, we're both talking about the text queries of today, but also the visual queries of tomorrow. Searching the catalog of ideas with images and pixels is what we refer to as visual search. We launched visual search about 6 months ago. Visual search enables pinners to zoom in on specific objects in pins, watches, sofas, in this case knives, and search the catalog with that object as the query, those pixels as the actual query. We use deep learning models to understand these images, not just the pixels, but the actual objects within them, and we show pinners visually similar ideas through that technology. Our team has built a distributed index and search system that allows us to scale to billions of images and find thousands of visually similar results in a fraction of a second. And to be clear, this technology isn't just looking for duplicates, as you can see. We're optimizing on visual similarity. And so that means both exact results, things that show up in the exact same image, but also unexpected results that bring forward the serendipity that Pinterest really should have for people. Things that are similar in style, pattern, or shape, but may not be the exact same thing. We think that's incredibly important for a human service like Pinterest. Our machines are getting smarter each time a person visually searches. That interplay of people and machines together. Here we have actually the most popular visual searches on Pinterest since launch. As you can see, people are searching for furniture and decor for their home. They're also searching for bags and fashion for their own wardrobe. And we show them products they can buy at different price points on and off of Pinterest. And the real power of visual search is discovering new ideas and products you may not have known existed or knew how to describe. Bring to life products that would have otherwise been static objects in a bigger picture, a holistic picture. Today, I'm excited to share that in just 6 months, we're seeing over 130 million visual searches every month with our visual search technology. This incredible part of Pinterest is built by a small team, just 4 people of computer vision experts, because they're able to build off the work of over 100 million people every month building the catalog by hand. And lastly, we're investing in changing how people discover taste-driven products to buy. All of those discovery experiences, those technologies I described, whether it's search, home feed, or visual search, they're all focused on the idea that we should allow human beings to explore the visual space, explore visual objects on a daily basis. Through all of these technologies, you can visually discover products you can buy with a few taps on Pinterest, with something we launched last year called Bible Pins. As I said, last year we launched Bible Pins, and now we have over 50 million unique Bible products on Pinterest that can be purchased with just a few taps from within the application. And those are from 20,000 merchants natively on Pinterest today. At its essence, Bible Pins are really the reference expression of ideas in the catalog. They're rich, comprehensive ideas, in this case purchasable, annotated by human taste, and then amplified through the technology that we build. With visual search, these two technologies help you visually find products that are instantly buyable instead of static pages. Because at the end of the day, the promise of a catalog is more than just looking at that beautiful item and exploring it, but actually taking action on it, in this case, by purchasing it. So Pinterest is the world's catalog of ideas, used by over 100 million people around the world every month. It's those people who are building, pin by pin, the catalog itself. They're hand stamping each idea with their own tastes, associations, and preferences. And we as a company are excited about building the technology that amplifies that human taste and makes use of it to refine the catalog for the next 100 million people who use it. Thank you.
Jack, the way Google uses information retrieval has changed the way people think, right? And I guess I'm wondering whether or not visual search and a pin's layered information is beginning to change, in your experience, the way people see the world as well.
Absolutely. We fundamentally believe that for visual objects, visual things that should be in a catalog of ideas, the best way to access and experience those is through the visual information that is really hard to write down. It's really hard to write text to describe. Pictures obviously are worth 1,000 words, and so we're really seeing that in the way that we build technology.
Can I extend this capability into the real world? So can I take a photograph of something in the world with my smartphone and then pin it to pin and then use that to go and find similar things to buy or to explore?
So that's not something we're able to do today, right now. If you're using Pinterest, you can go in and see the pin and see the existing images to use, but it's not hard to imagine a world in the future where we're able to really make those visual queries happen. And we believe, and we're very interested in being a company that is at the forefront of how we think about search and how we think about visual search.
Thanks. I'll have you back on stage in a sec.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.